Okay, welcome, everyone. Welcome to
Welcome.
the power of healing sacred motherhood. Hello, Sister Ajay. How are you?
Greetings. Good evening. Good evening.
All right. So
Well, we
we,
want to go ahead, Sister Umi.
I was, we're probably going to say a similar thing. We are looking forward to this week's session. Go ahead, Sister Ajay.
I wanted to start by welcoming everybody to the show, um, and definitely um, letting you know that we're still going through the power and the healing of the mother wound and sacred motherhood. And so we started this series couple weeks back for Mother's Day, of course, but me and Sister Umi also said we wanted to go through and process some things because motherhood cannot be limited by just one day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I did someone gave me some research about the woman who started Mother's Day, and it wasn't definitely about what it has turned into today,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll speak on that at another time. But definitely, um, motherhood has been something that a lot of people think that just comes automatically because you're a woman a lot of times. Um, but a lot of us have never really been taught from a sacred motherhood perspective. We're speaking
Mm-hmm.
of, and we're talking about the power of healing sacred motherhood. And a lot of times in the West, we've been reared and raised. We were never really exposed to sacred motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted everyone to know what the topic of this particular show is. Um, and wanting you to, as we talk through, define what your definition of sacred motherhood would be. Sister Umi and I are both coaches. I'm here in Atlanta. I'll let Sister Umi speak to what her
Mm-hmm.
expertise is. She's in Florida. We can do virtual things for people
Absolutely.
you're outside of these areas, but definitely wanting to let people be aware of why we created Melanated Soul Talk, just in case this is something new for you or you hadn't been following us or listening to the podcast previously. But this is really a talk for women, melanated women, about things that is in and on and of our soul.
Mm-hmm.
And to be transparent and truthful, I don't feel like Black women really get an opportunity to really speak from the soul a lot of times. And we do a lot of things. We have a lot of gifts. We work, we're doctor, we have doctorates, people have masters, people have bachelors. We went through, the school system. A lot of us are, elevated in our careers and who we have created ourselves to be. But a lot of us really, really have to um, be re-exposed to talking from the soul. It's a really deep talk,
Yeah.
but it's really beautiful as well. It's really healing, which is why Sister Umi and I created this platform, is for women of melanated coloring to come in and speak directly and unapologetically from their soul.
Mm-hmm.
There is no wrong, there is no right, no one's judging you, there's no sense of perfection. All of us have a story, all of us have had, experiences in life. We have this journey that we're walking, and everyone is doing the very best that they can based on what they have the capability of dealing with. And all of us was not taught how to deal with things the same,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
we have
right.
to respect that and honor that within each other. And that's what helps us rebuild healthy sisterhood. And so, Sister Umi, I just want you to start off by telling the audience, people that will listen to this later as a recording, who you are and what you do and how you accommodate the community.
Thank you, Sister Aj. Who am I? Yeah. Depending upon what environment and when you ask that question, the answer may shift. But in this moment, in this space, I am I would say the aware vessel of knowing that um, healing must occur, that healing is important. I often say that I feel like the ancestors tapped on my shoulders and said, "You'll be the one."
Ashe.
Because nobody taught me, nobody said, "Oh, go learn how to meditate, go learn about crystals, learn about it." I just heard about something. I
Mhm.
saw some crystal. It was kind of like was a journey. I saw something that spoke to my soul. You were talking about, so that I knew it was an inner knowing that I'm supposed to go in this direction. So that was just about 40 years ago, and I would say I can assist others in their own self liberation. A
Mhm.
self liberation coach. I say assist others because no matter what type of one on one or if I do a class, my goal is to empower other sisters to find out the power within themselves so that they can go on their own journey of discovery.
Mhm.
So I do use some modalities at times, some that can assist with emotional release. We can, they have their names, timeline exercises, going back and, through, if we want to give it a name, through visualization, through some elements of hypnosis, getting others to identify maybe where the source of their trauma is, the source of that bad habit, the source of that pain, and release it. And I'm also an oracle reader. And one of the things that I love about the oracles that I use, I have a variety of different decks. I have a favorite one that I use, but I let spirit, if I'm doing a reading, I let spirit tell me, take this additional deck. This person needs to hear something from this. So I'm an intuitive reader. So what I mean by that is that I don't have the tarot memorized. I don't know what that is, but what I know is that when I look at a card after I ask for guidance,
Mhm.
I am led to speak about the images that I see or the feelings that I have to guide that person into their own images and their own feelings so that they can say, I understand that. I experienced that. And then what comes out is maybe a direction and suggestions on how that person can heal, how that person can become more deeply aware of their own power.
Mhm.
This is really, when you said, "Who am I?" Woo! For all of these years, I've wanted to see more and more sisters understand that this is, if we want to say a job, this is our true job. Take time to tap into who you are in the stillness, and the rest will be revealed to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Um, of course, I am an inner health and wellness lifestyle coach. I am more in tune with the way people's spirit, the condition of people's spirit,
Mhm.
wellness or the well-being of the spirit and the soul. Because I know that when the spirit and the soul is satisfied, when the spirit and the soul is filled, we are fulfilled.
Mhm.
We're enlightened, we're vibrant, we're happy, we're electrifying, we're all the things that we all desire, right? And so instead of physical health, just being the focus point of my practice, it's more about the health of the spirit and the soul.
Mhm.
It's more about finding your soul's purpose, finding your essential being, tapping back into that essential part of who you really are from the spirit, from the soul, from the depth of
Mhm.
why you were created and who you were created as. And so we have facilitated vaginal steaming to get to that depth because there's so many layers to us, being indoctrinated, being enslaved, being oppressed, being triggered, being traumatized, being, so many violent things and volatile things have happened to our people that we have come apart frame wise, which means our what I feel like is the Supreme's reason for us to be here in this physical realm. We've been so harmed or hurt that we don't even know what that is. We don't know what it feels like. We don't know what it looks like, a lot of us. And so, how would we ever manifest destiny, true destiny of who and what we should be and who we really are, if that has never been shown, it has never been revealed, it has never been exposed to us? We've never seen it, right? In the West, we've never seen the power of it, the empowerment of
Mhm.
it, the liberation of it, the freedom of it. We haven't experienced that. So I know within myself that that is something that I am here to experience. That is my birthright to experience that.
Mhm.
So now the my soul's purpose has to be to find that,
Mhm.
because I know the existence and the reality that's being shown right now is not what my great creator, what the divine supreme most high has created for me and my people. And that's what has given me the passion to go back to the source. Where
Absolutely.
are these answers? Where is this liberation? Where is this freedom? Where is this soul's electrifying vibration? Is in the womb. It's where
Mhm.
we all came from, and it's where we all will return.
Mhm.
Because
I
the
see
earth,
it.
the earth is a womb. The earth is a womb.
Mhm.
And so we came from out of the earth. We didn't come into the earth. We came out of the earth. The earth birthed us from everything: air, water, fire, ether, right? So we have to find that path again. And that path for me and what I know in the depth of my soul is through the womb.
Mhm.
That's where all the answers are. That's where our ancestors' answers are. That's how we tap back into the portal. Because we have the womb, as we're talking about the power of healing sacred motherhood, is the womb. Because the womb holds all of the answers. She's every womb that you've come through. She's Your
Mm.
womb is connected to your mother's womb, that's connected to your grandmother's womb, that's connected to your great grandmother's womb, and your great 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 grandmother's womb, all through that umbilical cord.
Deep, sister, deep.
And once that umbilical cord was cut, which it should never be cut, it should fall off,
Mhm.
because that's where all of the science and all of the code and all of the things that we still need from our mothers, even after we come out her womb, is still traveling through the umbilical cord into our solar plex chakra, into our ob. In a Kemetic culture, that chakra is called our ob center. We're
Mhm.
still receiving all of the code, is still being transferred. through that umbilical cord. So when it's cut, that breaks the sacredness of motherhood right there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why we are not able to receive all of the messages, all of the code. And then, of course, we know what the world brings us through at that point. You know, they're
Right.
shooting us with needles, they're checking our temperature, they're putting water on you before you should even ever have water on you. It's not purified water, it's fluor filled with
Mm-hmm.
fluoride. Like all of the intoxication begins.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting pricked in your foot, you know, just all these things that they do because for them, they're always studying us.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is why the power of healing sacred womanhood is so necessary right now, because we have to undo all of that.
Mm-hmm.
We have to unravel all of that and get back to our tradition and get back to our cultural ways of how we treat our wombs. Because if we're ever to heal the power of sacred motherhood, we have to go back to our original point of entry, which is our womb, which is the sacredness of our womb. But a lot of us have not went through a rites of passage. You know, when you hear women in other cultures, they went through a rites of passage. And there should have been a rites of passage that we had went through, and we would have been exposed
Absolutely.
to what sacred motherhood was and what sisterhood it should be and what community should be and all of the things that we're struggling with now. We would have been taught that. We would have been exposed to that. We would have been able to see the women in our village be an
Yeah.
example of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would know how to carry on that example. But now we don't know how to carry on that example because our mothers wasn't taught sacred motherhood. A lot of times we talked about that at the beginning. They just did the best that they could do.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
grandmothers did the best that she could do with our mothers, and so forth and so on. And so it's very, very, as we talk about motherhood, which is so close to my heart, is because motherhood is all about the womb of a melanated woman.
Mm.
You don't have to have children come through that womb. Every Black woman is a mother. You have mothered someone, you have taught someone, you have nourished someone, you have
Definitely.
cared for someone, you have uplifted someone, you have motivated someone, you have inspired someone. Someone has been on your breast, whether it was physical or whether it was what you were pouring into them by wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
by consideration, by sensitivity, by compassion, by kindness. All of that is food. It's food. You've done it. You don't have any biological children, but I can feel that you're motherly.
Mm-hmm.
To do meditation and to provide that for the community, that's a motherly thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's motherhood.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to ask you, Sister Omi, as we move forward in the show, what is motherhood to you? What is your definition of motherhood?
Ooh. Well, I'm gonna go with what's coming through. You, I feel like motherhood is understanding that your role is a nurturer and a healer, whether you have children or not.
Mm-hmm.
That your womb is the center of life and creation, whether you actually physically have children. I didn't have children, but I can definitely speak to what you just shared. Um, Before I got to the point where I, how would you say, healed, feeling the guilt or something's wrong with me, you know, all of what you go through, or basically having people telling me that something's wrong with me from the time
Mm.
I was in, I would say my like 26, 27. My family is from Barbados. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that messaging came from them first because when I started traveling to Barbados, there the mindset is definitely more patrilineal,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they they have a belief like, oh, you're in your late 20s, with you should have had children already. Like, what are you waiting for? They,
Mm-hmm.
they, they were not impressed with, oh, but I'm working. No, no. In their mind, something. I even had one uncle said, I have to call your father and talk to him about you. So I had to go through working through my own guilt, my own confusion, my own sadness, my own depression until I came to a space in my 40s and was like, well, wait a minute. All these children in the neighborhood, all these children I tutored, all of these children I taught, all of these people on jobs that said, can I talk to you a minute? All these sisters,
Yes.
come. I need to confide in you. I said, well, it's actually a good sister friend of mine. One time when I was talking about, I think I was in my late 30s, how I felt at that time about not having any children. She said, listen, you a mother to my children. You're their second mother.
Right.
They they want to talk to you. They tell me, hey, can you tell her to come over?
Wow.
So this particular sister, she's also spiritual, similar to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
her children were spiritual. Her
Mm.
children, a couple of them, like to reveal who they really were in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have conversations with what may look like a 5-year-old girl,
Mm-hmm.
but she already knew about crystals. She already knew about
Wow.
vibration. So I tended to be the one, as the more I walked my own path, I tended to be the one that my friends would call and say, can you talk to my child? Because, they seem like they have something else going on with them. So here I would come. I have another time that I remember when we're talking about motherhood and the sacredness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Friend called me and said, I'm concerned about my daughter. We had already identified that she had some spiritual gifts. I identified it. The mother didn't know.
Right.
I let her know because the daughter, when she was maybe 15 months old, was acting like she was a baby, like just saying to the mother, just saying, mama, bottle. And her mother left her in the room with me by ourselves. And she
Mm-hmm.
turned around and said, what are you looking at? And don't tell her, don't tell her when she comes back. I said, oh, I see. So you're not really just 15 months old. And when the mother came back, she went back to being a baby. So years later, a few years later, I did end up telling the mother, listen, watch out for your child. Just what she's got an advanced spirit. You have to nurture that. So I
Wow.
became the nurturer. I became like the spiritual mother nurturer of the gifted children of my friend. So I'm going to just tell this other part. Same friend, the child is 4 now. She says, you got to come talk to her. She's talking about she see children in the walls and she's talking to them and they're telling her things to do. I said, no problem. So I went. Remember, we already had a rapport. She already sees who I am and feels
Right.
safe.
Right. Right.
So I sat with her and I said, well, I hear that you have some friends that we can't see. And she laughed. I said, I know that you see them. What do they look like and where are they from? And she started to tell me. She told me how they sit around a table, and you can see them when you look in the walls. 4. So, in order to try to get her to understand how to manage this spiritual experience,
Uh-huh.
I told her, here's the mothering. I said, well, I don't want you to get in trouble. You have to understand that the adults around you don't see them, and
Mm-hmm.
they know that they don't see them. So when they tell you to do something, you tell them you're not allowed to do that because you don't want to get in trouble. And she did that, and the behavior stopped. I hadn't thought about that in years, but
Wow.
that's how the sacred motherhood started showing up in me,
Yeah.
where, you know, I recognized a gift and was able to talk to and teach the mother, okay, this is what you should look out for. This is who your child really is.
Mm-hmm.
Very sensitive, yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
So we definitely want people chiming in before we even go into
Mhm,
meditation about
mhm,
what is the definition of sacred motherhood for you, because
mhm.
we cannot assume that though we have it as a topic, the power of healing sacred motherhood, everybody doesn't look at motherhood the same.
That's right.
Everybody haven't experienced motherhood the same. That's why I asked you what's your definition
Mhm.
of sacred motherhood, because for me, um sacred motherhood is a reenactment of the divine,
Mhm.
because we're close to anyone to the divine supreme is melanated women. We're really close. We're not the God. We're not the God, but we're a God, meaning the God is in us.
That's right.
It's in all of us, right? But we haven't been taught how to tap in to that inner God. So sacred motherhood would be almost how I look at that is the same way that God mothers us, the same way that the Supreme takes care of us, forgives us, cares for us, nourishes
Mhm.
us. In that way, that is what sacred motherhood is for me, is the righteousness of how you care and nourish and take care of something that is of you, because we are of the Most High. We're of the
Mhm.
Most High, right? And the Most High has created us all. But I feel like the Most High is within us all as well. We
Mhm.
just have not been able to tap into that because of all of the things that has taken us out of that sacredness.
Yes. Mhm.
There's so many layers of what has been indoctrinated against us for us to be something other than sacred. It has been intentionally structured for us to be everything other than sacred.
Absolutely.
And so sacred motherhood means God. When I see Black women, I look at them now because of how I look at myself. So
Mhm.
me and one of the sisters was together today, and I make sure I say this because Spirit has birthed it within me. And a woman said, "Oh my God, you just look so royal. You look so beautiful. With your cowrie shells and all that." I said, "I'm a reflection of you."
Mm.
Because the only way that you can notice beauty, see beauty, feel beauty is if you are that.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you would not be able to identify with it. It
Absolutely.
would be strange to you, right? You wouldn't even say you're beautiful or your hair is beautiful or whatever. You see that, you say that because you are that.
Mhm. That's fair.
And we're all of that, but we got to make sure we give that to each other. So yes, I definitely take the compliment, but I give the compliment back because everything is reciprocal.
I love that. Yeah.
When we're talking about sacredness, that's all. Sacredness is reciprocity.
Mhm.
You can't just get. You got to give. It got to ebb and flow, right? We all know
Yeah.
what ebb and flow is.
Just
We
like the ocean.
give and
Yep.
we receive. We give and we receive. That's the flow. But we've been taught to break that. That's where usury and different things, selfishness and ego and all of those things come in. That goes against sacredness.
Absolutely.
That goes against sacredness. So sacred motherhood for me is showing up as the divine, showing up as if God is in me and looking at me at the same time. Because all of us would be different if the Most High, no matter what name you call it, Yahweh, Jah, Olodumare, if that essence was right here, right now, you'd be a different person.
Absolutely.
But we have to know that with sacredness, and this is if you know and believe in sacredness, that you know that the Supreme the Supreme always knows everything. The Supreme sees everything. So if you're not in alignment with what everything that you say you believe in and as the Supreme, then you're not in walking in sacredness. That's not a judgment. That's just what it is. And so sacred motherhood is a charge that I feel like we all have as melanated women. It's a charge. You have to show up in sacred motherhood at all times. If you see a child and they are in need, sacred motherhood is to see about that child.
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form. Find their mother, find their father, do something. Not just overlooking it. It ain't my child. That's not sacred motherhood. You see a child doing something in the neighborhood, and I do that in my neighborhood right now. Where y'all supposed to be at? Y'all supposed to be out here this late at night? Don't y'all got school tomorrow? Like, we have to really get back in alignment with what motherhood really is. It's mean to incorporate the embodiment of the community. We can't just worry about ourselves and our children. We have to worry about all the children, because in a village, that's how they done it.
That's right. Yep. That's what we need to get back to, that village mentality.
And so the one thing that I really want people to take away from this series is really defining what motherhood is to you. It doesn't have to be what I'm saying or what Sister Umi is saying, but what is it to you, and are you showing up as that? If you're saying that this is what sacred motherhood is for me, the way that you heal it is to be it.
Absolutely.
You have to be that what you know it to be. That's why I asked you, what is sacred motherhood to you? What is your definition? Because if you don't know what it is, then you don't know how to show up as it. You just showing up. Oh, they said you just have a baby, you feed it, you bring it home, you house it, you clothe it, you discipline it from time to time, and then when they get a certain age, you just let them go. Which is a lot of people's story, because
that is a lot of people's.
Woman didn't know sacred motherhood because she may have never been exposed to sacred motherhood. So I think that the very beginning of healing sacred motherhood is to define it, and what does it mean to you. And then whatever that answer is, I can't tell you it's right, I can't tell you it's wrong, but show up as that.
Absolutely.
Because there's a feeling that'll come up and be like, I know I used to think motherhood was that, but now I think it's this. And then we see women who are sacred in their motherhood. Learn from them. That's part of healing, is to learn from another woman. we're not always the best as we think we are, right? We can always elevate and we can always evolve. Always. I appreciate.
Yeah. Yes, Barbara. I am it then. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. What are some ways um that you think that sisters can tap into their sacred motherhood?
Hmm. The first thing that I would probably suggest or advise is first acknowledging and defining what sacred motherhood is, and definitely acknowledging if that's not what you received, and
Hmm.
also working with maybe your mother wounds. If there are mother wounds that you have, like you had problems with your mother, or you felt like you didn't get what you deserved, or you felt like you was belittled, you were demeaned, you were abused, right? Some women didn't grow up with their mother, so there is a disconnect with sacred motherhood, because I wasn't even raised by my biological mother, and then there are women who gave their children to a woman that was much more sacred and much more in
Hmm.
line, because
Yes.
they knew that I'm not ready to be a mother yet. I don't even know what motherhood is, and I don't want to harm a child in any way, because my life is not in alignment with what I feel motherhood is to be. So you got women who give their children up for adoption.
Hmm.
And some women are quick to say, I'll never give my child up for adoption. Well, you can't say what
Never
you
say
never
never.
did.
That's right. We don't know how they were feeling, what they were going through. We can't say that. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
sometimes that could have been a sacred thing that they did by just giving their child up to another mother or another black woman, hopefully, that could give them more of a sacred and a divine life.
Hmm.
We can't judge. So this is
Definitely.
a really deep conversation. Definitely, Sister Umi, wanting you to take us into a meditation around that, but just conjuring up people's feelings about what sacred
Hmm.
motherhood is, what the definition is for you, and how you can show up better,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
as a sacred mother of everyone.
Hmm.
Because sometimes in sisterhood, we find women need mothering. She just as old as you. She could be 40 something,
Oh
50,
yeah.
but she could need your mothering.
Hmm. Yeah. The mothering doesn't end. It doesn't. You don't reach a point that this is just in my opinion. You just may shift in terms of who you're mothering. Is you're so right. You might have to. You right now. I'm in a role where I have to mother my aunt. She's older than me.
Right.
She's in Barbados, and she's calling me on a regular basis because she says she knows she has like some memory issues. And
Mm,
I had to sit with, at first I'm like, why is she calling me every 2 days now? And in my own meditation, I said, oh, just like I had to mother my mother when she started showing signs of
yep.
Alzheimer's, this is what this is. She's calling me
Yes.
for the mothering. So it doesn't end. And it's because we don't end, we're eternal.
That's
It's
right.
just that sometimes we might become surprised in the roles that we're in.
Hmm.
you know so yes, I definitely want to bring us into a meditation. If everyone can close their eyes and just begin to pay attention to your breathing. You can go ahead and just notice each inhale And each exhale, and inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Just really recognizing that the breath is always with you while you are in this body. And in this moment, being grateful that we have breath, that we do breathe. And as we become intentional now in focusing on each inhale and exhale, I ask you to bring your attention to your head and take a deep inhale and a slow exhale, allowing the energy and the awareness to just flow from the top of your head down through your shoulders. And taking another deep inhale and exhale any tension that you might identify, let it go. And continue to focus on each inhale and exhale, bringing your attention now to your neck and shoulder area, taking a deep inhale and exhale, sending the energy and the relaxation traveling down from your shoulders to the tips of your fingers, allowing that area from your shoulders extending down through your arms, out through your fingertips to relax and release. And now bring your attention to your chest area, the upper body area, the place where all of your organs are housed, the place where your heart exists, your physical heart, your emotional heart, and your spiritual heart. Take a deep inhale and exhale, sending the energy and relax and release from the top of collarbone down through the waist. Continue to focus on each inhale and exhale. And if thoughts come up, that's okay. Don't judge them. Don't criticize them. Just focus on your next breath, whether it's an inhale or an exhale. Just keep bringing your attention back to your breath. Now, taking a deep inhale and exhale, sending energy into your womb. Sending energy into your room and allowing yourself to relax and release from that space. Taking a deep inhale and exhale from the top of the legs, extending down through the legs, out through the soles of the feet. Relax and release. And continue to focus on each inhale and exhale, bringing your attention to your heart center now, and placing your hands over your heart. Taking a deep inhale and exhale focusing on love, thinking about any time when you truly felt loved and you truly and freely gave love. Thinking about that now as your hands are over your heart center and amplifying these thoughts and this feeling of receiving love and giving love. You might notice a warmth. You might even sense a color, or you may just be basking in the energy and the emotion of love. Whatever expresses through you here. And as you are vibrating and aligning yourself to this feeling of loving, giving love, and receiving love, ask you to place your hands now over your womb. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And sending this love that you have tapped into from your heart center, sending it into your womb, everywhere in all areas, allowing this loving, healing energy from your heart to fully express itself within your womb. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. Breathing deeply here for a few moments in the silence of your own expression, in the silence of your own transference of love from your heart center through your womb. Continue to breathe deeply and exhale fully as you amplify this energy here. Continue to deeply inhale and fully exhale. As we tap into this now moment of sacredness, of motherhood, of sacredness of our wombs, amplifying these feelings of love, giving love, and receiving love. Love is the divine force behind nurturing. Love is the divine force that supports nurturing. Placing your hands over your heart again. Continue to focus on your breathing with the full knowing that this love, this energy is always here for you to tap into. It's always here for you to listen to. is always here for you to align to. Allow the sacred motherhood expressed through your own womb to express through you. Begin to bring your awareness back into the room, taking a deep inhale and exhale, bringing your awareness to your body, to the soles of your feet, taking a deep inhale and exhale, grounding yourself to the earth. Begin to bring your awareness to your hands, placing them in prayer position. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And bringing your awareness to your head, placing your thumbs against your forehead. And taking a deep inhale and slowly exhale through your head, through your heart, and through your womb, grounding this energy into the earth through the soles of your feet. And taking a deep inhale and exhale, slowly lowering your hands and slowly opening your eyes. Welcome back
Thank you.
from your womb journey. Give thanks, give thanks. One of the many benefits to meditation is it teaches you to be comfortable with stillness. So often when we're in this platform, I know that we have to talk, but sometimes after the meditation, it just feels just so good to bask in the stillness, to be comfortable in the silence, because that's where the wisdom and the messages and the healing are expressed. Hmm. Hmm. So we invite. Go ahead, Sister Ajay.
No, I was still coming out my meditation. Um, it's so good to just quiet the mind a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times from all the things that we have going on constantly, routinely, um, and consistently. It's just good to just still the mind and just let the mind rest. And that's what meditation is for me. And the more and more you give it to yourself, the more and more you desire having it. That's why we wanted this call as a community call, as a melanated, soul call for women, is because we definitely have to rest and restore our minds. And meditation
Mm-hmm.
is very key in doing that. We have prayed a lot of our lives, but we also have to balance it with meditation, just stillness, just quietness, just, you know, using your own power of your own breath.
Mm-hmm.
And it just comes over you like a nice summer breeze.
Mm-hmm.
Not a feeling that you can really verbalize. It's a feeling. People say, well, what does meditation feel like? You got to feel it for yourself.
You have
You'll
to
know.
for yourself. Yeah.
You know. And so sometimes I don't always just come right back. I'd be such in a relaxed state. But I always want to thank everyone for joining in on our call about the power of healing sacred womanhood. We do have another um, session, I believe, that will talk about the mother womb, because that's a real conversation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank everybody for joining in and definitely taking us up on defining what sacred motherhood is for you, to you, and even about you. If that's something that you're welcome, Sister Barbara. Um,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
yes, if that's something that you need help on, Sister Omi and I are available. Because again, we said at the beginning of the call, not all women know about what the definition or have a definition about sacred
Mm-hmm.
motherhood. We cannot assume that. And so that's why we wanted to have it as a topic so people can get more engaged with it and feel it more and hear other people's um, you know, ideology on it or methodology on it. And if it's not yours, great. Just define yours and make sure that's what you're being.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And what I wanted to add is if anyone is it, sometimes in meditation things may come up that might be uncomfortable. They can be uncomfortable memories. It can be things that you hadn't thought about for many years. Reach out to us. That's what we're here for. Uh,
Yes,
we can assist you to move through that discomfort. So again, anyone that watches our live stream, if something comes up for you, it doesn't mean that you did something wrong. It doesn't mean that meditation was wrong for you. What it means is that meditation was working for you because
yes,
it's beginning to reveal to you what you need to release. So definitely contact Sister Ajay and I if you need any one-on-one coaching or assistance. Okay.
yes,
All right. So we're going to wish you a good evening until
yes.
we meet again when we explore Sister Ajay. So we're going to go a little deeper now into uh,
Mother womb.
mother wounds. Yes. All right. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Give thanks.
We look
Sure.
forward to um, being messengers again when we
Yes.
see you again. And may peace, blessings, and prosperity follow you always. Ashe,
I share.
ashe,
Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light.
ashe. Okay.
Too late to conversate, to put a smile upon thy face. It's not too late to recognize we're all one people, we're all one mind. Yeah, we need to stop all the violence and all the separation. Spread love and peace all across the nation. Cause we got to live together, yeah. And we won't survive if we don't help each other. We don't need just learn to love one another. No one else would suffer. We're all in it together. No matter who's against us, no matter who's for us, our voices would be louder. No one could ignore us. The world would be different, and more would be gifted. Not where they drifted, and so many missed it. With so many stuck in their ways, living out their days with really no peace. We can make it so much better now than the world ever seen. It's not too late.